Hey guys, Metal Driver 89 here bringing you another WWE Elite review. Today I'll be looking at Series 77, Viscera. Looking at the sides of the box, we see an image of Viscera on both sides. The back of the box features an image of Viscera, stats, career highlights, a description of this figure, and the rest of the figures that are in this wave. Stats include from Harlem, New York, weight 487 pounds, height 6 feet 9 inches, and a finisher, blank. Career highlights include Hardcore Champion, World Tag Team Champion, and the 1995 King of the Ring. The description states Viscera represented the corporate ministry along with his partner Midian in the SummerSlam 1999 Tag Team Turmoil match. Alright, now that we have looked at the box, let's go ahead and open this figure up and take a closer look at Viscera. And here we have Viscera out of the packaging, but first, let's take a look at the accessories that he comes with. So he comes with 2 extra sets of interchangeable hands, which includes gripping hands and a unique V-gesture hands. And he also comes with the Hardcore Championship belt, which it looks pretty good, and we have seen this before. Alright, and taking a closer look at the head sculpt, it looks pretty good. I like the expression that he has on his face. He's showing off his teeth. Looks very angry. The blonde mohawk looks really well done. It's got some nice texturing there. The eyes look really good. Paint looks pretty solid for the most part. It does look like there's something on his lip here. Don't know if that can come off. But overall, pretty good head sculpt. Then looking at the rest of the body. So he's got this big trench coat looking attire. So this was during his time when he was with the Ministry of Darkness. So this is the outfit that he wore. So nothing fancy, it's just solid black. He does have silver buttons down the coat. And if you can see, it looks like the paint application was misaligned. So you can, if you look closely, you can see the sculpting of the button here. However, the paint of the button is higher up. Then if you look down here, there's another button, and the paint is up. So, yeah, that's pretty disappointing. Because if you look at this side, you can tell that the button sculpting, the paint is painted on, not well, at least it's on the button. This one looks much better, and so do these ones. Then look at the buttons down the middle. It looks like for the most part, they are where they need to be. However, this one is a little off-center. So yeah, that's a bit disappointing. Doesn't happen too often. I don't think I've had a Mattel figure so far with misaligned paint, but I have seen people post images of their figures with improper paint application, so that is disappointing. So that really sucks. Then looking at the back, looks like the paint here on the buttons are aligned pretty decently, with the exception of maybe this one down here. Then look at the rest of the figure, it's really not much to look at. He's wearing just basically this coat. I think these are supposed to be leather pants. He's got black boots. So it's just solid black plastic. The only real paint work that he has are on the buttons, and that is misaligned, so go figure. The only paint that he has, and it's not even good paint. Then look at the gloves. Not much to look at there. So it is worth noting that on the fisted gloves, it's just solid black paint. However, on the other gloves, you can see his fingers actually popping out of the gloves, so you see the skin tone there. Whereas they're not shown on the closed fists. So here you can see the V-shaped hand. So yeah, fingers pop out there. No fingers on the fisted hands. Yeah, that's kind of disappointing. Alright, and going over the articulation. So, the head is on a ball joint, so head can go not too far down, not high up. His head can turn side to side, and it can tilt. Shoulders have a hinge, which allows it to go that high up, which is pretty decent. It can rotate all the way around. Bicep swivel, single jointed elbow, which does hit 90 degrees. There is a swivel at the wrist and a hinge. And then, feeling the figure, I can tell that there's a diaphragm joint here, similar to the diaphragm joint found in the Mabel figure. However, due to the coat, it is hindered, so you can barely move it at all. I don't think it does move, at least not on mine, so that's disappointing. And then, I do believe he does have a waist swivel, so that can turn side to side. The legs can go that far out, which isn't too bad. It can go not very high up. There is a cut at the thigh. He has double jointed knees. There's a cut at the top of the boot. There's a hinge at the ankle, which allows it to go that high up, that far down, and he does have slight ankle pivot. And here's a comparison with the Viscera figure next to the King Mabel figure that was released last year. Alright, so what are my final thoughts on the new Viscera figure? I gotta say, I'm kinda disappointed. This is a figure that I was looking forward to because I am a big fan of the Ministry of Darkness, so I was looking forward to adding him to my Ministry faction. However, this figure is leaving me with a feeling of disappointment. The paint application is not good on my figure, and as I said, it doesn't have a whole lot of paint, and the only paint that it does have wasn't applied well on mine. Also, the coat on the figure hinders the articulation, so really he can barely move his torso, and then his legs can barely move it as well. So really, it's disappointing. I would say only pick this guy up if you are a fan of the Ministry of Darkness and you want to have a Ministry of Darkness displayed on your shelf. However, if you're not interested in doing that, I gotta say this is a figure you can pass on. It's not really a must-have from this wave, and it pains me to say that because I was actually really looking forward to this figure. So if you like this review, go ahead and hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe so you can see more WWE Elite reviews, and I'll see you next time.